happy, really happy to be with you, with you, with you. Happy, really happy to be with you, with you, with you.
Good morning. Welcome everybody to the NFT Morning. Today is Monday, November 25th, and like every day, me and my friend Rem are talking about NFTs and crypto art, more generally about Web3. And Rem, what's up?
Yeah, jam. It's fine.
GM,
What's the price of the Bitcoin today?
what Bitcoin, we're not at 100 yet. We are not at 100 yet, but we stay right now. It's
Oh,
$98,000. But yeah,
nice.
I think it's kind of a one question for this week. Will we break this 100K? And this is what people are expecting. And actually, uh, we have some guests that are covering also this kind of news, and I have the chance to have with us Amalia Tomasiccio. Hi, Amalia. How
Hello.
are
Hey,
you?
Hello,
Amelia.
everyone. Hello.
So, Amalia, you are the founder of the Cryptonomist. You've been covering crypto news for a lot of time,
Quite
right?
a while. Yes.
And so yeah, we'll talk about it with you also because no, you are our first guest, and we're super happy to have you. And actually, just to let people know, the Cryptonomist exists in French. So as you can hear
Yes.
right now, it's not usual, but we're doing NFT Morning in English because we have, I would say, even if you Amalia, you speak French a bit, right?
Yeah, I speak French.
Tu
Yes,
parles
because
français.
it's been a while. I live in France.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in France, and you are in France, but
I'm Italian. I'm
you are
Italian.
Italian, yeah. Based,
But
so we'll come back on this, but we have, I would say, a lot of almost French people because we have our dear Grida also with us.
Hi,
How are
Guida.
you, Grida?
hello.
Hey, bonjour,
So-
bonjour.
Salut.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but I always listen to this NFT morning. It's my morning routine. So, yeah, good to be here again. Thank you for
good to be
having
good.
me.
Yeah, good to have you, Grida. And I think I won't reintroduce Grida, a curator, artist. Basically, now on one hand, actually co-curating NFC in Lisbon. On the other hand, managing the Artverse Gallery in Paris. And actually, it's also why you're here this morning, because there are two cool exhibitions happening in Paris this week. One that is great, and we have the chance to have the artist with us also. It's the exhibition Maya Spirit, created, managed by Liam Scully. Hey,
Hello everyone, GM.
Hi, Diam.
GM,
Jam.
yeah, thank you for being there. Thank you for being with us this morning. So just to summarize, because I think it's important, you are in Paris for this week. You're based in Mexico, and you came, to present this Maya Spirit project, right?
Yes, so I'm based between Amsterdam and Mexico, and Greta had invited us to do an exhibition with Maya Spirit, so we were very grateful to go visit and do this exhibition.
Wow. Okay. And just we'll come back to this, but if you could summarize just Maya Spirit in just few sentences, before we're coming back to this topic.
Yeah. So Maya Spirits is a Web3 organization trying to find ways to connect art, blockchain, and science to raise funding for Mayan communities in South Mexico to conserve the jungle and empower the local communities within.
Okay, so it's a artistic project to help to fund basically a Maya community in Mexico, right?
Yes, to find the ways to do it creatively, but also transparently and fun.
Awesome, awesome. Super excited to talk about it, and also great actually as we're talking also about what's happening at EM Gallery. I think you have another exhibition that will happen also on Thursday. It's with Diane Dubray, and it's gonna be about vegetal art, right?
Yeah, actually, this month, November, I think it could be really important to talk about the nature and then the, let's say, the creatures and animals and life. So this is why I invited and suggested to the exhibitions with Maya Spirit, which is the forest and, like the green and then the plants based, and also the human and people. And the next show that we are doing with Diane and Object and Adverse is really talking about the creatures who are disappearing. So it's really like the life forms. And December 4th is Wildlife Day. So Diane is really curating amazing artists related to this, let's say, the disappearing and vanished creature. So it is really about the life and nature and green because it fits with the year-end vibes. So yeah, exactly. Next Thursday we have a new opening, but actually from last week till like 27th we have fully Maya Spirit exhibition. So please come to Adverse. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So thank you very much, Grida and Layam, and we will come back to this topic. But beforehand, Amalia, it's the first time you're coming at the NFT morning. I'm super happy to have you there, because yeah, you have, just to, maybe you can just maybe explain just what is cryptonomies for people who don't know, and because I think what is great, and I discovered that when I think it was 2 months ago. It's not only for me it was in English at the beginning and in Italian, but I realized that you are covering crypto news in like what, 10 languages or something like this.
12. Yes,
12
exactly.
languages. Wow.
Yes. So I founded Cryptonomist back in 2018, so 6 years ago. In the beginning, you were right. It was in Italian language only. We were the first magazine about crypto in Italian language. And then we added English. Then I think a couple of years ago, we launched it in French, like maybe 1 year and a half ago. And then we decided to open the magazine in other 10 languages. So we are trying to cover the whole, the entire world, because it's. I think it's easier when it comes to finance, which is already a tricky topic that you really need to understand properly. It's better to read it in your native language. So we
In your
decided
own
to.
language. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's in Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Dutch, German, English, Arabic, and Thai.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Apparently, there are no magazine in Pi language, so that's why.
So you made it. You made it. Okay. And so, okay, maybe, I would like to, okay. So, and basically what you're doing is covering news. I can see, maybe
Yes,
I'm
of course.
picking up a few news, from your, for the headline of today. Basically,
Every day we publish around 20, 30 articles. So
Mhm.
we have our own team of editors and journalists. And every article is translated in all the languages.
I see.
And yeah, the greatest part of the magazine, it's about news, but of course we also organize interviews, and we have a section about tutorials, so guides to use a platform and etc. But the main format is covering the latest news of the market.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, yeah, there are different categories, and also general crypto topic. I can see the news of today, for example, MicroStrategy, that is basically investment company that is proud, is one of the first one, to have a strategy of buying Bitcoin as a cash reserve, I would say. Am I right? And so
Yeah.
they announced that they are making like, yeah, a lot of money thanks to Bitcoin. Basically, I think they announced that they are making 500 million a day or something like this.
Yeah, it's how to say, it's the investment strategy, of course. As we know, Bitcoin is soaring a lot, so of course they are making a lot of money. But the news here is that the shares on the stock market, they are rising a lot. So people buying the stocks of this company, investing basically indirectly into Bitcoin, and it's the shares that is the most traded in the US at the moment.
So yeah, basically it's a way to invest indirectly into Bitcoin by buying shares of MicroStrategy, because now
Yes.
they own, I don't know what they say the number, like 200-ish Bitcoins or something like this. And so yeah, it's a way to, it's kind of almost an ETF of Bitcoin by buying shares of the company, basically. And so yeah, you mentioned
Yeah, because of course this news is more related to Bitcoin, because MicroStrategy we know about it, but we are trying also sometimes to cover AI and the stock market.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not only 100% about crypto, but we're trying to cover some other news.
Awesome. I wanted to come back, because I think you are you started this journey like you said in 2018.
I founded the magazine in 2018, but I started with crypto like 10 years ago.
Okay, wow, how did you fall into crypto 10 years ago, basically?
A friend of mine was meeting people, experts about Bitcoin, and he introduced me the subject to me. And I was quite interested in the, anarchy system around Bitcoin and the decentralization. So that's why I started to study it more deeply. And I wrote my university essay actually about Bitcoin, and that's why I started to work in this field.
I see. Okay, yeah, you've been interested, and so you've been buying crypto first, and then starting to write about it.
No, actually quite the opposite. I mean, I was writing my university essay, and at the time, there were not a lot of articles or paper about Bitcoin or books. So it was more about interacting with other people on the forums like Reddit or I don't know, Facebook groups. And so I started to know the Italian community. Because I needed some interviews, I needed to understand more about Bitcoin, and that's why I met a lot of people, and they asked me to write about Bitcoin for their blogs, for their magazines, for their social media, because at the time, of course, there were not a lot of people expert in this topic, so it was easy to find a job, and then I was paid in cryptocurrency, of course, at the time. So.
Okay, this is how you started, of course.
Yeah.
And so you've been developing the magazine. So you said, Italian, then English. I believe, so you've been living basically two bear markets with the magazine, right?
Sorry? I didn't understand the question.
Sorry, you experienced two bear markets so far with this magazine.
Yeah, to be honest, yes.
So
Yeah,
I
true.
believe it's not easy,
The one in 2017, yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah.
And it started on the day of my birthday, January 16.
Oh yeah.
I really remember the exact day.
Yeah. So I wanted to know now, because it's I believe it's not so easy to keep going with media for years like this in a market that is really exciting on one hand, but also can be very very calm during bad markets, right?
Personally, we experience, of course, less views during bear market, but we are quite lucky because we have very loyal clients, So even during bear market, the clients continue to buy advertising. So on one end, it shows on Google Trend, for example, the searches for Bitcoin and related keywords are lower during bear markets. So of course we have less readers, but right now it's been like 2-3 years now that we have very loyal clients, and they
Wow.
keep advertising, because our main revenue, of course, is the advertisement from clients, and because the magazine is free, so everyone can read it online. We live thanks to the advertising. So yeah, it's something I didn't expect, because of course, if the readers are less, you expect less revenues, but actually no.
That's nice, nice. And this is why you extended. When have you decided to extend to so many languages?
In the beginning, I told you we started in Italian language, because at the time it was the first and only Italian magazine. Then we wanted to be more international, so we added English. And actually, right now, English is the main language read by the readers. And then I added French, because I was living here in Paris, or before in La Rochelle, and so it was important for me, to be able to communicate with the local culture, the local communities, and then we started all the other languages, because we understood it was quite easy actually to add new languages, and all our competitors were adding other languages as well, because we know, with the AI and the recent technologies, it's quite easy to have all the translation. But English and French are the first one we
But
translated
so now,
manually.
have you kind of a process? So you are creating an article, and with automation, it's automatically translated to
Yes,
10 languages, basically.
yes, exactly. But it's a new languages. It's not like a Google Translate. So it has a proper URL and a link, and we have all the data.
Nice, nice. Okay, that's super smart, and I think it's good. It's a good way to do it. I would say, only European can think about doing something like this, because we have so many languages. So if you want to have
Yes.
if you want to have a big audience at the moment, it's important to also think local, I would say. So that's super interesting, and so yeah. Actually, as I didn't know that you are based in Paris. It could be great to have you again sometime to cover some news and to talk
With
about
pleasure. We can speak French next time.
next time in French. Nice. And I just wanted to know, what is for you the main, the most important things to follow that you are expecting in the next by the end of the year in terms of news?
Okay. I'm really surprised that we are not speaking a lot about STO, so the security token offering, which is quite a while that I expect it to be a big trend. And now that the regulation is a little bit more clear somewhere in the States and etc., I will expect a bigger growth about STO.
STO, so yeah, you believe at the moment
A security token offering. Yeah, at the moment there are not a lot. It's I think it will be the next trend. Maybe not. Maybe in 2025.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so because basically STO is kind of the new kind of ICO, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly.
And
for security token. So for sure we need more regulation about it, but I think we are on the right path.
Okay, so something to follow. And I know, Amelia, also that you are also interested by NFTs and art.
Of course. Yes.
And so yeah, I don't know which kind of are you still following what's going on in the NFT space?
Yes, of course. Yeah. There is a section on Cryptonomist specifically about NFT and also crypto art, because we divided the gaming and all the sections. We have metaverse as well, and yeah, I used to study art actually at school, so I was very happy when the NFT movement came out, because I could mix my two passions, cryptocurrency and art.
Nice.
So yeah, I wrote a book about NFT, but unfortunately it's only in Italian, because the publishing house was an Italian one, asking me to publish this book. And I helped a lot of artists, especially in 2021 or 22, to start their own collections. So I really love that. I really love it, and I hope actually the market is growing little bit more right now, with of course, with the bull market. So
Yeah.
I hope it will keep growing. I have a lot of friends also in the space, so I'm happy if
Yeah, that's
they
nice.
they return to
And
it.
I'm checking the NFT news specifically into Cryptonomist right now, and I
Yeah,
can
I think
see.
we published something this morning about the NFT market growing up again.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was starting the live with you, so I didn't check if we publish it yet.
It's not yet online. It's not online yet, but we can see. Yeah, basically mentioning. Oh, the Italian Post.
Yeah, the
Launching
Italian
the
post office is
10th.
launching NFT.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. And so yeah, you're mentioning Doodles and McDonald's partnership, and okay, the fact that
Yeah, it's weekly. The NFT record for this week is 158 million sales volume. That's the news.
what?
So
How much? Sorry,
$150 million.
$150 million of volume of NFTs last week, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, it's not bad. I think it's
It's
coming back.
growing a bit more.
It's
It's
more. I
coming
think
back.
it's maybe one of the best week of the year, I would say, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think last week as well, it was 180 million. So
Okay.
it's quite
Okay,
bigger than usual.
it's a good month. It's a good month. But I think volume were bigger maybe in the first quarter, if I'm not wrong. But okay.
I think the news. It's about the fact that it's growing up again. So at
It's
the moment,
growing
I
up.
don't have exactly all the data.
Okay,
I
cool.
remember these numbers, but yeah, I think it's because of the bull market, of course.
Of course, of course.
Unfortunately, it's quite linked. I think they shouldn't be, but if the NFT, the market is bull, NFT grow up again, and otherwise they don't. So unfortunately, they are still very linked, because of course, the
Yeah.
prices
Yeah.
are set in a ETH.
But I
But
think it's good,
yeah,
and I think it's good for to launch an NFT collection right now. And Liam, this is why also I'm happy to have you there, because you already been selling pieces, from the collection. But maybe, before we start, we can just explain, because you mentioned that you are based between Mexico and Amsterdam. But yeah, how came up this idea of the Maya Spirit project, basically?
Yeah, so thank you for inviting me, John. We started when I was doing some scientific research of the Mayan jungle in Mexico for a thesis in Amsterdam, and we came to the discovery that Calakmul is the second largest biosphere in Latin America after the Amazon. So I always had that in my mind, but I didn't really know what I could even do to help support it because it was in a great risk of deforestation. So then I've luckily met a very well-known scientist in Mexico called Dr. Lorenzo Martinez, who was doing a charity in the Calakmul area. And we always had that in mind. And I wanted to support in a way because I grew up in Playa del Carmen, a little town near Tulum in Mexico. And I don't know, I fell in love with the culture, I fell in love with the people, and I noticed a big gap between the rights to education, and there was a lot of poverty, unfortunately, in some areas. So I always had that in mind, but I didn't really know what to do because I was too young. And then I got into NFTs as a collector at the beginning, thanks to a good friend of mine, John Mogaston, who works at VaynerMedia. He invited me to VCon, so I went to VCon, learned a bit more about NFTs, and then met Ina Moja, who inspired me by her talk about Code Green. And after talking with Ina, we connected a few months later, and she guided us to show us the right way to do things, what's a good way to communicate our ambitions. And that's when I had the idea of Lorenzo to find a way to connect people who want to contribute to the world directly to the community of Calakmul, which is the Mayan community. And that's when Maya Spirits was created. So we created Maya Spirits as an NFT project at the beginning, not an organization, just specifically a project. And we launched in November 2022. Unfortunately, it was the same week as the FTX collapse. So it came into a lot of chaos.
But bad timing.
Yes, bad timing. But we had to stick true to the timing, to everything, because the communication was that this is a proof of donation NFT, where through art you're going to be able to contribute to something greater. So we didn't want it to be like a financial initiative for people to mint. So that's things that made it really successful, and we raised 170 ETH. We donated 100% of the proceeds, and that was the beginning of everything. It was a way to try and change the narrative, a way to try and bring people together from all around the world. And as a collector myself, I've went through many projects that weren't very meaningful. It was just more for a quick, uprise and floor price, and that's okay. But we wanted to find a way to do it cool. So we hosted an art event for the children of the community, and we utilized these art pieces as an inspiration for the art of the NFT. So people managed to donate and support directly to the kids and to the mothers, of course, in a way where they can receive a cool art piece in return. And after doing that, we started receiving a lot of messages and invitations to places, and we noticed that Maya Spirits was much more than just an NFT project, but more like a collective of people wanting to make a difference. For example, we consider Grida, who has been supporting us, giving us the voice of the community to speak in Paris about their needs and their support. We believe that's being a part of the collective of a movement of the Maya Spirits. And one of the examples early on after the project was with Eric Snowfro, actually, in Paris. I think it was 2 years ago. He's Mexican, and we started talking about how we can improve things in our country. And after talking more about Maya Spirits, we made a partnership with Art Blocks Engine. We're going to release art pieces with generative art, where this art can be, let's say, a symbol of hope, a symbol of empowerment, and that was really cool. And after that as well, NFTs, as an example for good, is that he donated one of the Chromie Squiggles minted afterwards to the foundation. And we're going to paint this squiggle at the new school that we built for the kids in the area. So it's a really cool way of managing to connect completely different ways of life into one. And since then, we collaborate with cool people. We collaborate with like-minded individuals who align with our values, because I think in the NFT space, it can get very noisy, things, especially as well with meme coin season coming around. Things can get very noisy, very quick, very complicated. And I think when you stay true to your values and your messaging and everything, you can really stand out in a way. That's kind of what we've learned the hard way during this bear market, is that there's no need to be adapting or trying to create new things. Of course, innovation wise, it's great, but in terms of who you are as a company, who you are as an organization, if you stay true to your values, you can really set an example. And that's when Green and I spoke at the Vatican to find ways to make a difference with blockchain and through art. And that's when she had the amazing idea to do an exhibition in Paris to showcase what we're doing and how we can all together make a difference. That being from Paris, that being from from I don't know, India, China, Madrid, anywhere, and by doing so, uh, collecting an amazing piece of art in return.
Wow, it's super inspiring, and I think it's also, I really appreciate what you mentioned about what's to do in this world, in this crypto world, where a lot of new trends are popping up every time. And yeah, this meme season is really a big question for artists. Should I surf it? Should I keep my value? I don't believe that there is only one answer, but I really, whatever you mean, being consistent, being yourself is the key in a way. And that's super interesting, to mention that. And I wanted to, yeah, maybe, we can talk. So basically, Grida mentioned right now we have an exhibition happening at EM Gallery. So it's until the 27, if I'm not wrong, 26. So it's until tomorrow for people who are listening right now, right? The exhibition.
We
Right,
extended till 27th. It's adversary.
Okay. So it's happening until Wednesday, 27, and so we can see different pieces that are exhibited. So basically, it's a collection that is okay. I can see also who actually Grida shared your book, so I can already see sold and to which collector it's sold.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So we collaborated with probably the most well-known photographers in South Mexico to bring awareness to the Mayan culture, the people, and the nature around them. And each photographer donated their pieces to the Maya Spirits Foundation so that we can sell them as one-on-one NFTs, where 100% of the proceeds go straight back to the community of Calakmul. So it's been a really cool journey. This is all thanks to photographers. I'm personally not an artist, John. I'm just giving the voice to the artist and to the community to make sure that their work and their needs are shared to the world. So definitely not an artist, but try my best to give the voice. And this is all thanks to the ones who did come and donate them, which is Santiago, Gamaliel, Miguel, Toro, and Manuel. So very Mexican names, but they did an amazing job. A few of them have been sold already, but there's still a few left if anyone here wants to contribute to the cause. And
yeah, I can see the one. But basically, I'm showing some pieces that are left, but I can see. Yeah, sorry, I showed quickly also that some of them are already sold. But you can still, basically, what is the best way to get one of these pieces? To do a bid, to contact Grida? What can people do if they're interested to support the project and get one of these cool pieces?
Yeah, the best thing to do would be to contact Grida, I would believe, because some of them have been sold but not sold directly yet on the foundation webpage. But they're on the foundation, and Grida can, I believe, can gladly share which ones are still available, and also me. So, yes, but it's been a very special journey because we managed to really share each individual story of these photographs to the people who visited the exhibition, and it was really interesting to see. I was telling Grida that this one of the mushroom was really impressive because this exact moment when it grows out is in the span between 3 days, and it happens for like 2 minutes. So the photographer Santiago was there for like 3 days waiting exactly for the moment to when this part of the mushroom grew in the middle of the jungle. So it was a bit challenging physically and mentally. Yeah.
No way. It's only 2 minutes to catch this. It's crazy. But we can see
Yeah,
that it's really dynamic. We see it's almost in movement. Yeah, it's and this why I was blocked on this one also. Wow, it's impressive. Okay.
yeah. And there
Well,
was
yeah.
another one that is really impressive was one with the sun hitting straightly onto the pyramid. The reason why that one was really impressive is that one to the right. Yeah, Sol. Yeah, so that one's really impressive because the Mayans used to use a lot of astrology theories. And what they did is that they used to create their pyramids and build them in a way where the sun would directly point in certain areas of the pyramid per day, year, and month, so that they can know exactly what day it is per year. So that part is hitting directly onto a jaguar faced sculpture, and it meant a certain day of the year, which is insane for them to be able to create so many years ago.
Wow. And I know also that there are different pieces. There is also an open edition for people who want. What is it? People can also do a small support with an open edition if they want, right?
Yes, there's a small edition version, which is open edition, which is Tulum and Koba, which are the two most well-known pyramids in the area in terms of importance for the Mayan communities. And then we have the one-on-ones as well on the same uh, profile as the Maya Spirits is on Foundation.
I
So
see.
the collection is called Maya Spirits X Artsverse.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you can see it here on the top. Maya Spirit X Adverse in the Foundation Gallery. You can see it directly there. It's the work is beautiful and very impressive. And just to understand, so it's not only so basically it's the people who the photograph. It's a project. It's a collective project, or it's only one artist.
No, there's 5 artists, 5 photographers.
Okay.
Santiago Valle, Gamaliel Garcia, Miguel Guillermo, and Manuel Toro. So it's very complicated to pronounce in a neutral way, but 5 Mexican artists who we've met personally beforehand. We've done some things with them in the past. Actually, when Ina came with us to explore the jungle with her daughter and Marco, we brought Manuel and Toro with us to take photographs, and we managed to find some monkeys and climb some pyramids. And the car broke down in the middle of the jungle, so like the buggies. Uh, so we were there for 2-3 hours just exploring whilst the driver was trying to fix the buggy in the jungle. So a lot of funny, but also very powerful and strong emotions happening in the moment.
Just adding a small thing, all the one-of-one collections. I think that by collecting that, the 100% will go for the charity. So it's like you go for saving the forest basically. Yeah.
Okay. 100%. Wow. Okay. Now, and that's interesting. I didn't. I think you're talking also about areas that are pretty touristic at the end of the day. We mentioned Playa de Carmen, Tulum, all this area became ultra touristic area, and so we don't realize that a lot of native communities has been are still trying to survive there basically.
Yeah, there's pros and cons. I would say there's pros and cons of tourism. The pros is that it provides job opportunities sometimes to the local communities, but the cons is that they take away a lot of their lands. They take away a lot of the culture itself because the hotels used to be built oriented towards adapting to what's existing, but now it's turning unfortunately more into a Cancun type of place where it's becoming big, large 5-star hotels where things are not staying true to its values. So Tulum unfortunately is really turning into the touristic area. But in terms of where we're supporting, which is Calakmul, that is around 4 hours away driving from Tulum, and that is where the pristine jungle is, where it's essential for it to be conserved. And the way we do it, John, is that we Well, Lorenzo, the scientist, has been working with them for over 7 years, and the first 5 years was outside Web3, just directly through his normal foundation, where you need to gain their trust because a lot of, let's say, politicians or large investors will come to buy their land to then create hotels, blah, blah, and stuff. So you need to be there many years for them to have your trust to even want to be helped. Because, and when you say, do they even want to be helped? Unfortunately, they do because of the migration of many factors that don't want to get into detail, but the main three factors is deforestation, migration, and a lot of machismo, which is a lot of men-oriented communities. So that comes with a lot of alcoholism, abuse, and stuff. So we try to find ways to have an education system where it gets much more passive and more kinder towards each other. So after 5 years of Lorenzo constantly supporting, Dr. Lorenzo was officially invited to be a part of this community and it's called ejido. It's a type of way of being a part of something where, imagine like a DAO. So he was invited to be part of a DAO where he will have a right to speak in an area with these people about the decision making of what will happen in the future. So by doing so, he now invites them or says that instead of destroying this jungle for let's say farming and having cows and chickens, there's ways to produce an economy by conserving the jungle and finding alternative ways to form circular economies, like the production of the honey in the area, which is a very valuable type of honey, where we can create for-profit businesses where the income comes back to the community, or coconut oil or alternative proteins. So that way the jungle is reserved. There's ways to make more money than selling wheat or crops, basically. And also by letting the women have the opportunity to work, they will bring more income than them staying at home and the kids not having a chance to go to a school because there was no school either. So now we've built a school. Now we're starting to build the economies for the women, and things are looking better. And hopefully, in less than 5 years, we can leave, and then they can become self-sufficient and use this model in the next community, and so and continue.
Wow. Okay, that's super. Congrats for this, Liam. It's a really it's really nice, and also it's not easy. I know that doing basically charity, even charity project in the space of NFTs. We saw a lot of them popping up actually in 2021, 2022. Many of them also were kind of a mix of charity and business, or sometimes it was a lot of things happen. But now there are not so many projects that kept going actually and that are still active right now. And we can see in terms of first quality of the art, and then the way you're doing this, that it's really really impressive. So thank you for this, and I really recommend everybody to go to Paris if they can the next 3 days to visit it, or just going on the foundation page. You can see directly this in the foundation gallery, Maya Spirit X as Artverse exhibition, or directly on the Maya Spirit profile on foundation. And so you can see all the one-ones and the open edition that are available basically. And Liam, what's next for you?
What's next? So we're going probably next week to Tulum with F. Dot, an artist from New York, and we're going to create a huge mural statue as a symbol of donation from a festival. With the funding there, we're going to give it to the community of Calakmul, and by doing so, we create a huge symbol of my experience at the place. So that's going to be really cool. And then February, we have an art retreat coming. Don't know how much into detail I can get into for now, but we have some really cool artists coming to the Mayan jungle to learn more about the culture, to learn more about the community that we're supporting, and by doing so, we're going to create some one-on-one art pieces
Wow.
from very
But
cool
you keep,
artists.
so yeah, you keep going with this idea of bringing people, artists to the jungle, basically, and trying to create something, yeah, related to that, right?
Yes, so we're very fortunate because I grew up in the area. Most of my friends who stay there work in accommodations or work in experiences. So we have a lot of cool partners now who support us by donating rooms in these small cabins or hotels for them to stay. And we're like, if we can inform this opportunity to bring people to learn more, let's do it. You know, and a huge credit to the artists who want to come to a new country that they have no idea about and want to help and want to learn more. So that's the impressive part, seeing them come all the way from, you know, New York, from England. It's very impressive, and yeah, it's exciting because
Yeah.
the other thing was that Marco Conti, who's an artist as well, Ina Moja's husband, we we got invited to the president's room in March, in Mexico, with the head of technology of Mexico, and after talking in the room about how we can connect blockchain and art for making an impact was just mind blowing. I wouldn't have believed that a year ago, but now seeing governments and seeing people of this level want to adopt to crypto and to blockchain is really impressive, as we can see now in other countries too. So I think there's a great future coming. We just need to make sure that we use it for the right reasons. No?
That's super nice, and yeah, hello to Marco and Ina also. We love what they are doing, and that's great. So yeah, I haven't I just wanted to thank you to both of you. Wanted to thank you, Liam, and really invite you to visit, and also Amelia. Amelia, yeah, I would love to have you back at NFT Morning. We'll talk about it, but I
With pleasure.
I can see it. I can see now that yeah, it's something to not miss. Basically, what's happening in Cryptonomist, and
Thank you.
really congratulations for this. And so Amelia is based in Paris also, so maybe you could go someday to Artverse to
Yeah.
to visit also with Grida, and I just wanted to introduce you also all the topic that we will cover this week with my dear Remy. Maybe Remy, I can bring you back on stage. So hey, Rem is back. So because sometimes Remy, when it's in English, he's just say, "Okay, I will work. I'll let you do your stuff." So Rem, just to let you know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen this week at NFT Morning. So tomorrow 9 a.m. we have two huge artists. For the first time, we have Nicolas Sassoon, one of the most brilliant generative art artists in the space, and our dear friend Nel Beloufa, that is also
Right.
more coming from the contemporary art world, but doing a lot of things also in the space. So super happy about it, and for me, it's something to not miss. On Wednesday, actually, it's a corporate room. We
Mm.
will do it with Havas Agency, the advertisement agency, and event and advertisement agency, and it will be with also 17 Mars, basically that they are organizing and doing art exhibition for their teams, their collaborators in all the Havas offices. On Friday, we'll come back to EM Gallery, actually, Grida, because Deanne Drube is coming to talk about environmental art. And so it's going to happen at this moment. And on Friday, it's going to be a debate, and we will talk about it on Friday. So, yeah, I think the week will be pretty exciting. And I'm super happy to be with you all this week. So
I think we have the subject of the debate, thanks to Amelia. the link between NFTs and cryptocurrency. I think it's interesting.
Okay. Correlation between NFT
Mm.
values and NFTs and Bitcoin, basically. Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, yeah, if you want to come back to talk about it.
Okay,
With
that's
In
pleasure.
France
On Friday?
this time.
Okay.
Friday
On Friday.
morning. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So I really wanted to thank you again, to wish you to have a great day, to enjoy this beginning of the bull run and this end of the year in France and in Europe, and have a good morning.
Happy. Good morning. Really happy. Good morning. To be with you.